share it with all of our students. Probably, yeah, some students will be joining late because of the time difference. Please continue.
Yeah, thank you. Yes, don't worry. That's why we have this recording function for everybody can check it later. Okay. Let me start from our topic. Okay. I'm sharing my screen.
Yes.
You can see it. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, perfect. Okay, let's start. First of all, a huge thanks to Dr. James Muley and for you, Kubra, for having me here. Despite of, yes, we had to postpone this webinar because of my illness. Now I'm fully recovery and I'm double happy to be here to share all my knowledge for everybody because it's one of my personal favorite topic, not my working one, but more personal. That's why I hope that today you will get a dose of inspiration, a real tips, a real tools, and I hope that you will, in the end, you will have all this knowledge and to get with yourself. And our topic today is personal productivity with digital tools. And just a short introduction about me. I don't want to go, through all these points, but just a short information that you can see that I have many activities, many areas of my activities, responsibilities, and it means that I need and I have to be a very productive person to cover all these things because they are very different. It also my expertise, my heart expertise in personalization and conversion rate optimization. And also it's my volunteering job because I help students, I help women in IT. And also I'm a writer. I write different articles in my expert area. It means that I have a lot of things that I need to cover. That's why I have to be productive. And just one more thing about me, that my mission, it's my personal mission to inspire change makers like you and me, like just, people around the world, because I'm sure that using digital tools and with diversity, we can really change this world. That's why I try to always to share my knowledge with everybody. And if you have any questions, you can always contact me, ask something. I'm very open to it. Or you have some ideas how we can move it and drive it together. I'm always open to it. And so our plan for today, based on our topic, we will cover 3 main points. First of all, we will discuss the difference between productivity and intensity, because it's very usual, to have some mess in these terms. Also, we will speak about mastering time information and communication with digital tools. And the last but not least, how we can choose these digital tools, what framework we can use to choose exactly what we need, because now we have many different tools, for sure, based on AI right now, and we need to find our own journey in this huge world. This is just a short picture of logos. You don't need, to know everything, all of them, or to remind it. You need just to see this picture. It's just it's just a set that we will cover today, but it doesn't mean that you need to use only them. You can use different alternatives, or you can use something that you want to use, or it is implemented in your digital laptops or phone. It means just, the overview, what we will cover today. And first of all, what I want to ask you, and I want to ask you to share your answer in chat. Do you consider right now yourself as a productive person? What do you think about you right now? And I will stop sharing because I want to see your answer. Yes, perfect. Okay. More, yes, I do. Okay. Yes, I do. Cool. So many productive people today with me to be, even more productive. Okay. Other answers? Yes, I do. Okay. Yes. Wow. It's really nice. Okay. Yes, I do. Okay. What I want to share with you the next is that very important to understand that productivity isn't equal to intensity. And this is very common mess that if you work, very intensively, I don't know, 24 hours per day, and you are always overloaded by tasks, and you're always talking about your working project and personal projects, and you're always, this hurry up, it means that you are productive. It isn't true, because it's not the same. Productivity is other terms, and I will show you later what does it mean. But it's very important to understand that you can be very productive working maybe only few hours per day, because productivity is more focused on consistency and efficiency to achieve your goals. It means that you need to be very focused on what do you do, if you do it consistently and if you do it efficiently. That's why today we will talk about these tools that help us and can help us to be more consistent and more efficient. And this is very important, because I can say from my point of view, but previously I also thought that, wow, I'm so productive because, I work so intensively, but it isn't true. Talking about productivity, it's also very interesting information that many people think, and there is a real myth, that people are becoming less productive over time, because we have all this work-life balance, all this automation, and also AI, but it isn't true. And here you can see the real data from Economic Policy Institute that in fact now we are more productive than we've ever been in recorded history. And you can see now that it's increasing. For sure, AI will help us to increase it more and more. But what is also important to understand that we are really productive right now. And as you wrote in our chat, you are productive right now, that you can be more productive with digitals and other interesting, helpers and other approaches, but you are productive right now. For sure, there is also interesting topic about a gap between pay and productivity, because previously the payment was related and connected more on productivity of workers. But now the situation differs, but we won't cover it today. You can read the information on this Economic Policy Institute website, because they write about it a lot. And what I want to speak up with you today, it's 3 main areas to improve your productivity. It doesn't mean that we will cover all areas. For sure, you have something else, just, like your personal, your health, your biology. It doesn't mean that we will cover everything today, but I want to focus more on these 3 main areas, because I think it's easier to work with them. First of all, it's working with information. The second is communication, because it's a hugest, part of our life. And the third one is time. And why we are focusing on digital tools for productivity, not other tools. First of all, because you can sync it between devices. And we have now this multi-devices world. You have laptop, different mobile phones, your kids' mobile phones, and you can sync it everywhere. Also, it's easily searchable. It means that you can find any information, any your previous meetings, any your notes, your ideas, or some peaks. It means that you can easily search information that you want to recall. And also, it can be shared. It means that you can share your information, invitation with your other people, with your fellows, with your friends, and with your co-workers. It means that you can do it very easily, because for sure you can't share your, offline diary or notebook with your friends, just maybe to read, but it's not so useful. Also, one important thing here is that for sure all digital tools are also updated all the time, and means you have these apps updating and all these new features. But I don't want to focus on this point here, because not all people like innovations, and we need to be also careful with it, because sometimes it's too much, and we need to limit here, because too many features are not always a good idea. You need to focus on something that you need to use for your personal productivity. So let's start from working with information. And first of all, I want to show you this very, from my point of view, good quote from one, it is philosopher from Canada, Marshall McLuhan. And he said that man was a food gatherer, and now we are also not only men, we are information gatherer. It means that we have many information resources, and we need to gather the most important, the most relevant information for us. It's not easy, but we need to do it to win. What we do with information is just like, a simple steps that all of us do, I'm sure. It is get, filter, process and structure, use, store, and also what is very important is to recall, because always we need to be sure that we can come back to information, that we need to repeat something or to find something. It doesn't mean that we work with information only right now, right here, because always and every time we need to, come back with something important. Okay, I want to mute somebody. Okay. What I want to also to share with you today, and I don't want to go deep into this approach, but there are many approaches how you can work with information. Now it's very popular topic because we have to proceed and to store, yes, and to work with many different information resources. And one of methodology I want to share with you today, it's a book called Building a Second Brain. Maybe you heard it before. The author is Tiago Forte. It's an amazing person who are really deep involved in productivity topic. And he describes this second brain as a creation or building like a library of information that you can work with, that you can store all your data, that you can also recall, and you can get data from this library whenever you want, whenever you can. And I really highly recommend to read this book. And he also has interesting approach how you can store information. It's called PARA. It's a project, area, research, and archive. And you also can read about this approach in his articles, because it's available in internet. And I will recommend his resources in the end of the session. But it's something very important, that working with information, you have to store it in a really structured way for you can recall it later. Anyway, you just have this decentralized, fragmented information, and you just can't work with it. And one more approach that personally I also like, it is FAST. It's also about not only information, but other, like communication and other topics that we will cover today. And FAST covers 4 main actions. It's filter, automate, structure, and templatize. And the author of this approach, it's Andrew Altshuler. It's not so famous like Tiago Forte. It's maybe more local person, but I want you to see how many methodologies right now are available to work with information, because this topic becomes more popular in our, this fast-growing and very overloaded world. But today we're talking more about tools. That's why I want to start from the fundamental tools, from very basic tool. It is your browser. And here, my first tool, and you can see here that I added free it or paid, for you can easily understand, do you want to work with it right now? And is it available for you right now? Or you need to think about it, first of all, to test it. It's available for free, and it's browser Arc. And here you can see my comment that it's context-based. What does it mean? That for sure, we used to work with, like a classic browsers like Chrome, Google Chrome, or others. And it means that for us, it's more convenient to use all these, tabs on the top, these bookmarks and other things. But also what is important to understand right now, that in our world with the AI technologies, we need to be ready to adapt to the new UI. UI, it means user interface. It means that we need to be ready to change our behavior, to change our habits, because these new tools, they are very innovative. And it means that the UI and the consumer journey inside these tools, it's really, it's different. And what about ARC? You can see here just, a small screenshot, and you can easily find it in internet, that ARC has many workplaces. It means that you can create dedicated workplace for each of your main directions. For example, if you are students, you can create a workplace for your education processes with your websites, with your notes, related to education and learning processes, without any other disturbing information. The second workplace you can create for your work, for example, yes, your main tabs that you need to work, and other things. And the third one, for example, can be about your hobbies. You can add there some tabs. I don't know if you like some, fishing or drawing, something like this. It's very important that when you create this workplace, you work only with this information without any other tabs, bookmarks, notes, any other notification. It's very important. That's why I ask you to try it, because I'm sure you will be really happy to work with it. Okay, and the next one, the next one is search, the process of search. I'm sure that's usually we use some kind of search engine like Google or maybe Yahoo or Bing. But what is important, that if we want to find relevant information for our research, not information, just like book pizza, or to find some shops near us. If you need to find information very important with source of data, with good summary, I highly recommend you to use Perplexity. For sure, it's based on ChatGPT, and you can easily input here your request and to get summary with all resources, and you can also add some additional questions. And that's why now I know that many people replaced Perplexity, replaced Google by Perplexity, and Perplexity becomes more, like authority in this search world. It's also for free, it's free tool. That's why I recommend you to use it also, just to try. And also, after we get all this information, what do we need to do? For sure, we need to get some notes, some ideas. And that's why here, I don't want to recommend you to, to install maybe some difficult edition application to your phone or to your laptop. I want you to have the simplest application that you have to write your notes, to write down some ideas, because you have to have very easy and very clear and very simple way to do it. It can be your text notes or your voice memos. Please use some native application in your laptop or in your phone, because it has to be very simple. I know that, there are many tools like AI notes, something like this, but I prefer to use something very simple. And you can see here my example, it's Apple Notes, and for me, it's enough. The second tool, when we're talking about storing our information, not just working with it day by day, or, just not only day by day, but we are always in our digital tools. We need to store somewhere we need to store, I just check, comments. It hurts about, Perplexity, I think. You need to store all your strategic information in one place. As I said before, we need to create our second brain. For this purpose, I highly recommend to use Notion. I think many of us heard about this tool. It's for free. It's very simple. There are a lot of free lessons, education, sessions, onboarding tools for Notion. And here you can see my personal dashboard, and I'm super open, to share with you all my projects, all my ideas. And you can see here my strategy, even my tools, my books, my education plan, everything I store in Notion. And what's important to remember here that it's more strategic tool. It doesn't mean that, I recall Notion every minute that where I need to store my ideas or to, I don't know, find any information. For sure, it's more for storing, sharing your strategic information, your task manager, maybe your calendar with some interesting events. It means that you need, you need to use it in your for your very strategic goals. Not just overload yourself. So the next one, we will talk about communication. I'm sure that communication, for sure, we're always overloaded by communication. We have this, messengers, information, people around us, and social media. That's why it's very difficult to work with it and to be productive when you have a lot of many sources of communication with you. And I want to start here from very, very simple tips in the beginning for your communication management. First of all, and I think it will be my best advice during, all this session, and you can write down only this one, please disable all notifications. I know that there are maybe some important chats, your friends, your parents, some working chats, but please disable it. You can check it, I don't know, one time per 15 minutes, per 30 minutes. But when you have enabled all these notifications, you just can't be productive. It's very, very difficult for you, to try to focus on something important, to go deep in your work. It's just impossible. The second tip is please use templates, and I will show you some examples later. The third one, it's talking about emailing. You need to use zero inbox approach for your emails. I also will show you later what does it mean. And the second one, but yes, last but not least, but please don't answer immediately. I know that there are very urgent topics and very urgent messages. In this case, yes, you can do it. But please, for the rest, try not to check it immediately and to answer it immediately, because it's also the same result that you just can't be productive if you always, try to answer all your messages, all your social media, and please don't do it. So we will cover, first of all, our mail agents, and here I will show you two tools, two variants. It also means that, for example, you can use your own. I know that, I don't know, Microsoft Outlook, for sure, it's more actual for corporations or for companies. And here, the most, I think, common one, it's Gmail. It's for free. And here you can see just a set of rules that you can use to be more productive in your Gmail. First of all, it's conversation view. It's your keyboard shortcuts, because using your, these hotkeys, it's also very important and very simple, maybe to, to get an access, to create new email and just to archive it. Also, please switch on promotion, social, and updates tab, for you can easily, have this like a spam emailings in your other folders for not focusing on it. And also set personal rules for main topics. It means that you can have your specific text, maybe some rules for these exactly mailings go to your folders. These are very, very simple rules and very simple tips you can use just to set these rules in the beginning, because it's a basic thing that you need to do with every tool you want to use to be more productive. For sure, in the beginning, you need to have the settings to think about it, what you need to have in the beginning, what rules do you need to create, what tags do you need to create also, and other things. Oh, for sure, it depends on your workflow, it depends on what you do, on your job, on your family, for example, but please do it and it will help a lot. Talking about zero inbox, it's an example of Superhuman. It's a paid mail agent, and they are adepts of this approach, zero inbox. It means that you need to work with each of your emails try to be in this zero inbox status. What does it mean? It means that you can snooze, for example, this email to the next week if you want to come back at later, or you can forward this email to the responsible person, or you can just archive it, or you can do something else. But try not to store all your emailings in your important folder. It doesn't mean that you can't save it in your, for example, news folder or social folder or promotions folder, as I shown before in Google. Please try to be in this, zero inbox, because it helps you, again, to be concentrated, to be focused on what you do, and to be more productive in your deep diving task. Talking about messengers and social media, and I don't want to deep dive here today because it depends on the popularity of different messengers and social media in your location. Because, for example, I use Telegram, and I know a lot of Telegram folders, automation, and other things. And I'm not sure that it will be relevant for all of us. That's why I just want to repeat again these communication management tips that I shared before. Please disable all notification. Please use templates, zero inbox, and also don't answer immediately. All these tips are actual for all social media for messengers. You can just try to go through it, maybe to start from 1 or 2 from these tips, but I'm sure that it will help you to be productive 100%. Talking about additional tools for editing your information, because, for example, I'm not English native person, and for me it's very important to have some co-pilot, some assistant who helps me to write in English in a better way. That's why I use Grammarly, and there are a lot of many alternatives, and also based on generative AI you can use. And Grammarly, it's add-on for my browser, and I can easily ask Grammarly to help me to improve my text, or just fix spelling, or just fix some errors. And it helps me a lot, because it saves my time. I can easily write my idea, not thinking a lot about how it will be in English, or is it correct, or I need to rewrite it again and again. That's why I can focus on my creative part. I can focus on my communication part, and just to try, to write what is in my mind. Talking about templates that I shared before, this is very important, because I'm sure that many of you use the same messages, the same requests day by day. It doesn't mean that we can templatize everything, for sure, no. But we need to use templates where we can use it, where is it relevant. And here are just also examples from my personal database. First of all, I use Magical. It's also a free tool, and you can see here that I have a list of templates that I use for example, for my personalization talks, because I need to send many requests to different authors, to different speakers, and for sure the text of this request that are the same usually. For sure, sometimes I try to customize it, but it's the same. For sure, you can use ChatGPT to create you a set of templates in the beginning, for you can easily use it before. And here also an example from my Notion, that I store all my intros that I easily can just take from my Notion if I need to write my intro into different sources. For example, here you can see it's my intro for women communities, or for personalization experts, or I have my general intro. It means that you don't need to write it always from scratch. You just can take it, one of your, 10 templates, maybe to customize it a little bit to exact community or topic. But it's very easy for you just to write it one time from scratch, to write down 4 or 5 or 10 different templates, and after that easily use it. And it will help you not to spend your time to write it from scratch. And our next topic, it's working with time. And I also want to start here from quotes, because I think you can see that I love different quotes from people around the world, experts in different areas. That it's talking about calendar. And Eric Warr, it's entrepreneur and very famous marketing expert. He said that show me your calendar and I will show your future. And I think it's something that's very, correlated with me, because for me, calendar is, it's my all. And here, first of all, I want to share with you very, very common free tool. It's Google Calendar. And I think many of you maybe always use it right now. But what I want to share with you here, it's some tips. First of all, and you can see this is also my calendar. And today I'm showing you all my information. Yeah, and I'm super open to show you that it really works. It's not only the theory, it's my practical tips. That I use this color blocking. It means that I try to use different colors for different types on events. It means that I easily can see that, for example, this week I have mostly events in this category. And for me, it's a signal that, oh, okay, do I want to go in this way, or I need maybe to postpone some events to the next week because I don't want to be overloaded by this category this week. But it's very important and very easily, just to manage and just to have like, a quick screenshot by your eyes to see this, color balance. The second tip is dedicated week to a specific category. It's also very, very interesting tip, because if you want to try to have all events that you want to be in the same week, I think all of you know that it's impossible. It means that what you can do here, you can say that, okay, I want to have this week more related to or more focused on my health topics. It means that I want to book some doctor appointments or get some analysis, something like this. The second week, I want to have more focused on culture. For example, I want to go to theater or to some exhibitions. And, it's very simple tip, but it really works, because you can't do everything at the same time. You can just choose these weeks and to be more productive, because you also understand that this week you will be more involved in this, healthy topics. It means maybe you read more about it, you speak about it, discuss this topic and everything else. Also, I use personal tags, and you can see here that, for example, I use like a dollar symbol if I know that I need to pay during this meeting. It's something, I don't know, beauty, or maybe some paid lessons, something like this. And for me, it also helps me to know, okay, I need to have money at this time. And also try to attempt and coordinate these meetings with your natural biorhythms. What I mean here, that if you know that in the beginning, in the morning, you're very productive, I mean, you can work with strategic tasks, please try to schedule these tasks in the morning. It's very important, and, it's very simple, but I know many people, I don't know why they don't do it. They try, just to book different meetings based on their, I don't know, friends' calendar or something else. Try to be aligned with your biorhythms, because I'm sure that you will be more and more productive if you connect it. It's not so easy, and I can say that I'm only on the way. It is my journey to connect it, but I see a huge progress in this direction. Also, rule: no invitation, no meeting. Sometimes maybe too direct, maybe not a lot of people like it, but please do it, because it's very difficult to store everything in your head or in your notebook, on your diaries, because you can lose something, or you can forget something, or your person or your friend can forget something. It's also very important. If you want to have a meeting, please just schedule in your calendar, maybe only for yourself, or send an invitation to your friends. And also, as I said before, please, it's very important, have a synchronization between devices, for you can easily get access to your calendar in your phone, in your laptop, or even to get access to your calendar, for example, for your kids. It is the example, the next tool, it's my new calendar, and it's May Day. It's for free. I don't want to speak a lot about it. I just want to show you that now it's very hot topic, and there are a lot of startups in this area, and this one is important and interesting because they try to use AI to create your ideal day. It means that I just write my tasks, my meetings, and using AI, they create my day, and they schedule all my events by AI automatically without my involvement. I don't know how to say, is it for me good or not? Because sometimes for sure I need to have meetings with other people, external meetings. That's why now I'm in the process of testing, but I just want to show you that there are many other tools. And the next quote, it's about our time again. That's very important. That time is the only genuine scarcity and the only thing that we just can't buy. We can't, and that can be stolen. And it means that for us, it's very important to use it in the proper way, in the smart way, because it's also our truly irreplaceable resource. That's why I also want to show you one more tool. It's about time tracking. And I know that not many people use it. I'm sure that this tool or maybe other tools if you are a freelancer, because it's usually you have payment, you get payments by hour, for example. But I ask you, maybe for 1 month or maybe even for 1 week, just try to track all your activities, because after that you can analyze and to see that, for example, you spend, I don't know, many hours to something. And for you, I'm sure that it will be very interesting to see that before you didn't feel it, because we can't analyze everything what we do. Sometimes, it's about our inspiration. Sometimes, it's more mechanical work, and for us, it's not so interesting. That's why I always try to select 1 month and to track all my tasks, and after that to analyze it and try to optimize it, try to work with automation also, because I want to be more productive here. And one more thing, and our third part, it's about workflow for selecting digital tools. Why this is important? Because as you can see, more and more tools are coming. For sure, and you can see on the right side that AI tools, now there are many AI tools for productivity. And also, it's also one of my favorite picture about that new AI tool. It's always, for many people, it's always, wow, it's new AI tool, I want to test it. It means that I don't need other, previous AI tools anymore. That's why I'm sure that we need to have very clear workflow, how we can choose, how we can find, how we can choose, and how we can implement tools that we really need. It's not on hype. It's not very popular among our friends. It means that we need to find something exactly for us. That's why I created my personal workflow, and I want to share with you this workflow today, how I select my tools for productivity. First of all, it's source, how you find it, and I will show you later the main sources you can use. After that, I try to filter it. It means that I get a lot of information about different tools. I need to understand what tools are relevant to me, to my task, to my country, for example, because not all tools are available for many countries, for all countries. and language also. After that, it's prioritization. It means that you need to understand, okay, this tool for me is more important. I need to work with it to try it firstly. And other tool, maybe, yeah, it's interesting, but I don't need to work with them right now. Testing, you need to test it to understand, is it okay for you? For example, UI, it's also, is it okay for me, or I prefer maybe some more conservative tools, it's also okay. Estimation, it means that I will also show you later how I do it. It means that you need to estimate based on price, based on features, based on speed, for sure, that sometimes it doesn't work, so quickly, and implementation. And here I want to highlight that sometimes you just need to implement some simple automation. It doesn't mean that always we need these AI smart tools. We need maybe just set some very, very simple tips and simple settings, as I shown before, and I'm sure that we will become more productive in this way. It doesn't mean, yes, that we need to use AI tools always. Talking about sources, I want to share with you 3 sources. It's my favorite. First of all, it's Superhuman. It's a newsletter about AI for productivity. It's very cool because you get summary of news of new tools, and you can easily try something. And also now recently they added some, like a prompt examples for productivity. The second source, it's my favorite, Tiago Forte, that I shown you before. He also has his free newsletter, and he shares different tips and different information from his book, Second Brain. It means that you can read it, step by step, if you don't want, and maybe don't have time to read the whole book. And the third one, it's Through the Noise. It's also about productivity. You can see here the very cool, I think, wording, Become a Productivity Pro. They try to be more productive using different prompts, and they share different prompts for tasks. And I think it's a very practical way. It doesn't mean, that you need to test all again, AI tools. You need to choose what you want, and what will be related to your tasks. Talking about prioritization, as I said before, in my workflow, this is very, very, from my point of view, cool table. And I ask you to check it and to use it, because sometimes we want to get, for example, very, fancy tool. We want to implement it, to try it, but we need to be very careful with estimation. And here you can see 2 parameters. First of all, it's how often you do the task. And the second one is how much time you shave off. It means that you need to, using, for example, Toggle, that I shown before for your time tracking, you need first of all to write down what tasks now are so, are so demanding for you, and what tasks now are not so, automated. And you see a lot of potential for, to increase your productivity in these tasks. And it means that please just write down it. After that, using your table, this table, you can have a prioritization, and you can say that, okay, for these tasks, I need to find new tools to be more productive. And this, very simple table, but it's very, very useful. That's why I'm just use it, like some very, some on the table, lying on the table. And as an example, I want also to share with you my, it's a screenshot from my Notion with my tools. And here you can see name of my tool, status type, what for, it's like a category, a priority for me, because I always try to, to have like calibration between priority and costs, because for sure, for some tools I need to pay. And if it is low priority on medium, I need to estimate, do I want to pay for it? Because it's not so cheap, and now, for example, AI tools become more and more expensive. After that, you can see usage. It means that now I'm in progress or in test, that I shown you before, that for new tools, I need to have this test period. After that, I have test ratings, and here you can see 4 and 2 is just like an example. It's like a cost, and it's my comments. Now, recently I updated my table with the real costs. It means that I try to calculate every month, because I need to see the money I spend, because all of you know that we have these, subscriptions that we can't sometimes cancel, and sometimes, this hidden maybe rules, but I want to be sure, I want to see money that I spend to my digital tools, because I need always be sure that, that it's important, because sometimes when I see that the priority, even it is medium, I try to find maybe more cost-effective tools, because I need to pay for all of that. And remember, and this is one of the most important quotes for today, that a tool is only as good as the person using it. It means that you can have many, many really cool, amazing AI-driven tools, but it's always based on you. It depends on you. It means what settings you have in the beginning, what prioritization you have in the beginning, what features you use, because if you have this super functional tool, you need to be very careful with features. Maybe you don't need all these features. You can use just Apple Notes for your ideas, and not maybe some very advanced and complex tools. That's why it's very important to think in the beginning, what do you want, what main tasks you want to automate, to optimize, and to be more productive, and only after that try to work with tools. And this is bonus tool. It's Canva. Maybe also everybody knows about it, but I want to repeat it, because when I had a project in the European Business Institute, because I was a part of one of the program, and together with girls, we prepared a project, and I just made a presentation in Canva using template. And I got many positive feedbacks that, wow, it is so amazing how you can make this so amazing design. What did you use? Something like this. And it was like a usual Canva, and I used just the template, the ready template, and I just added information there. That's why Canva helps you with presentation, with social content, with your maybe some beautiful emails, with CV, absolutely, for sure, and other things. That's why please use it. It's very cool. It has really good user interfaces. That's why it's really cool. And I also want in the end to say that please start from one new tool. Please try not to cover everything. As I said before, you have your tasks, you need to estimate time you spend on it, you need to have a prioritization, and after that to choose a tool that you think helps you a lot. Start from this, test it, estimate it, implement it, and only after that start working with other new tool, because otherwise you will just overload it with all these fancy tools, yes, especially with AI. As a summary, I want to highlight what we discussed today. First of all, remember that productivity is not the same as intensity. Yes, as we discussed before, please concentrate on your consistency and efficiency. And we also discussed that there are 3 main areas to focus on boosting your productivity. It's information, managing your time, and communication. Avoid trying to use all tools at once. That's why you can use my workflow, or maybe you will create your own personal framework and you can share with all of us this framework. I think it will be really useful. And also keep in mind that all tools are starting from you. You need to be sure what you need. You need to be sure what time exactly you spend on each of your tasks. And that's why only after that you can work with some automation or some digital tools that will help you to be more productive. From my side, that's all. Let's connect on LinkedIn. I try to write there about productivity because, as I said before, it's my passion. It's my personal hobby. It's not my expert area. That's why if you have any questions, you can just, you know, speak or write and chat. And I hope that it will help you today and you will get this, you know, inspiration as I have with these productivity digital tools.
Wow, thank you so much, Anna. On the behalf of the whole EBI team, thank you for this incredible presentation and enlightening us with all your insights. Your expertise in productivity is very, very essential. Like all the essential tools that you have mentioned, including the AI tools and your personal productivity journey map, definitely left an important mark on all of us. And these were absolutely great tips, very, very practical, which I loved. And I believe that we can all implement them as early as today. In fact, there were a few tools that I didn't hear about before, and I will be trying them out shortly. So thank you so much for that. Please, everyone, make sure that you also check Anna's website. I will be sending this recording to our whole community. I will make sure that your website is there, and do connect with her on LinkedIn as well. Once again, thank you so much for your time, your wisdom, and this inspiring presentation. If we have any questions, perhaps, yeah, you can always reach out to Anna on LinkedIn. I'm not sure if we have any questions on the chat, but this was so great. Thank you, Anna.
Yeah, you're welcome. Yeah, I think, you know, no questions because everybody starts to, you know, to estimate the time more productive. Yeah.
Probably, exactly.
Yeah. Yes, I'm always open. You can contact me, and yes, just try. As Kubra said, maybe, you know, you saw some interesting tool and just you want to try. You know, I call it just to play with the tool, and it helps you to be, you know, to get on the next level,
Yeah.
because modern tools, they are really different. It means they have this, you know, very different UI and behavior. That's why just start playing, you know, like a kid.
Exactly, exactly. Thank you so much, Anna.
Yeah,
Thank you
you're welcome.
to
You're welcome.
everyone here. I hope all of you are inspired as much as I am.
Yeah.
And okay, we
Thank
have
you.
one question, I think, from Bone Prince.
Yeah. Okay. How can one enhance productivity by effectively managing and optimizing the balance between professional commitments and personal life? Oh, it's very important, very difficult question. You know, it depends from my point of view on your personal productivity, because what I can say that I started only from my job and my personal life, and after that, when I started to implement these new productivity tools, I found that I can add something more. It means that currently, and maybe you know, it seems very simple, but first of all, try to stop something. Try to stop doing something. You know, there is a rule that when you work with and there are some like a productivity experts, you want to hire them, their first advice usually is just, we need to start from zero. You need to stop doing everything, and after that, just to start to do something like priority number one, after that priority number two. That's why I can propose you just first of all, just to skip everything. I mean, skip in your head. After that, just write down your priority number one, number two, number three, and somewhere you just need just to skip it. I know that it's not so easy. Maybe, you know, I just can't speak about it, but it will help you. And only after you can be more productive in your these tasks, more prioritized tasks, you can add something else, like, I don't know, hobbies, like, for example, in my case, it's volunteering job. It means that first of all, I became very productive person, and only after that I got this opportunity to add this to writing, volunteering. That's why I try to skip. I know that's, yeah, it's difficult, but yeah, just write down it. Okay. I see. Okay. Hand. Yeah, go on, Ahmed. Oh, no. Okay. Okay. Kubra, I see one question about the institution, maybe many things. if your institution can award certificate to participants of such education event, you may think about it. Interesting one. Kubra, it's maybe more for you, no?
Yeah,
Question?
well, I believe for us to be able to provide certificates to our attendants here, they should be a certain test or a quiz where we test you based, and for example, in that case, let's say Anna, if Anna had some questions based on her presentation, for you to earn a certificate, we have to have a certain level of a quiz, I believe. I guess that would make more. It's interesting, definitely. I mean, we can
Yeah.
definitely come up with a concept like that. I will definitely run it through our team. We actually have a meeting tomorrow with the whole academic department, so this is interesting. I will run it through them. There can definitely be structure around this, and then yeah, we can definitely look into it. Thanks.
Yeah, it's interesting. Okay, I see no questions. Okay. Anyway, you can contact me. Yes, as I said before, I'm super open. And please, I ask everybody to share, their wins and fails in productivity in LinkedIn, for example, or somewhere else, because I'm sure that we need to exchange it to be, like more productive as a human. That's why, yeah, please write about it.
That is very true.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Have a great day. Bye, everyone.
Yeah, goodbye. Thank you very much. Goodbye.